So it's finally happened. Nintendo 64 games on the Wii U Virtual Console. And quite frankly, I cannot think of a better game to start off the service on the Wii U than Super Mario 64. I mean, what can I possibly say that you don't already know and haven't already heard before? It is one of the most amazing games ever made. I think it still holds up greatly, and I think all of you must have played this game by now, surely. I mean, if you haven't played the original N64 game, you must have played the DS remake from about a decade ago. Has it really been a decade ago? Wow, that means Mario 64 is it's old now. I mean, it's about 2 decades old. Isn't that weird to think? I think it still holds up reasonably well, especially compared to a lot of other 3D platformers of the time. It came at a time where there was that kind of very immature period in terms of technology. Not to say that Mario 64 is an immature game. It came in that period between the 16-bit and the 32/64-bit generations, where 3D was coming and developers were kind of struggling to cope with that massive change from the 2D kind of games of old, especially platformers, to having to deal with a full 3D playing area, including cameras, which were troublesome. I mean, we still have issues with cameras in video games today. It was a hell of a lot worse back in 95, 96, 97, that kind of time. And somehow Nintendo managed to create this game that it felt like a 2D Mario game in a full 3D area, and the camera worked exceptionally well. It gave you a mix of a predetermined camera, and also gave you a chance to control that camera yourself. And what I really liked about it was that it gave you an indication that Lakitu was your cameraman, and that you were kind of, whenever you changed the camera controls, you were kind of controlling Lakitu in a way. And it's the little detail, isn't it? It's those little details that I think I mentioned so much in many of the videos I do at Nintendo Life, and that's one of those things I think Nintendo excel at. So, like all of the recently released Virtual Console games, of the 4 that were released after the recent Nintendo Direct, they all have the original manuals for the game, which is really nice. It's so much nicer to have that proper manual instead of just a glorified web page that many other Wii U manuals have. Just because of the artwork. The artwork is everything to a manual. It's something you don't see much of anymore. The little pictures of Mario doing the moves, and then the little kind of pictures of the buttons telling you what those buttons are and what they do. It's something I miss greatly, and it's nice to see the manuals back here. So if you do get this game, check out the manual. Just have a look. It's a callback from a bygone era that we're sadly missing these days, and it's nice to have that authenticity in terms of the game. In terms of other additions, I mean, there's not too much. You can redefine all the gamepad keys. Oh yeah, you can actually use the gamepad to play this game, unlike the Wii releases that I was doing videos for a while ago. So that's great. You can play off TV, which is also good. And playing this game again for the first time, probably since the DS game, I probably would highly recommend that you all just have another go at this game. It's still great. It's still a high point in Nintendo history. Sure, I think it's probably been surpassed by the likes of Super Mario Galaxy and its sequel, but this game has still got it. So I think if you get the chance, download it, play it, enjoy it.